recording? Always
Okay,
recording.
there you go. We were
Oh,
just talking behind the scenes.
oh wow! You never talk behind the scenes. Everything is documented here.
You're right. You're right. Normally I would.
We have the distinct pleasure of being here with champion MVP, the beast of the league, and the Hamid Player of the Week, Ian Lerner. Ian, welcome, and
Thank you.
you've been a frequent guest, both in my pre-interviews and in the championship preview. But it's nice to have you back.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. You got to give the people what they want.
Yeah, and the people clearly want you. I want to start, Stephen. I'm sorry. There has been a lot of controversy in the league, and I'm sure you know where this is going, Ian, about your particular Ashkenazness and winning the Hamid this week. Like, is that a food that you like, don't like? I've never met a dish that's had more controversy. The Egyptians are going after the Lebanese. It's like a Hamas war, this thing about fucking Hamid. So just want to get your quick 2 cents on the food in general.
I'm going to give you my because I parachuted into the whole Sephardic, Syrian, Egyptian world
I
and
believe you
food
called us
and all that.
animals. Is that correct? Is that correct?
That was more of a for the community as a whole, but yeah, correct. Yeah.
Not
Fair, I agree.
inaccurate. It's not inaccurate.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Um,
You said nothing wrong.
so my wife is Egyptian. They call it Hamd, not Hamid.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Um,
Tom. Thank you.
and I like it. I do. The problem that I have is that my wife is a very good cook, and so is my mother-in-law. So I don't end up making it to the hamd.
Uh-huh.
I there's meat, there's
Yeah.
lamb chops, there's spare ribs. Like that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, yeah.
So that and the molokhaya and all of that, I'll eat it, but like
Mhm.
there's no room for that for
Do
me.
you think that once you get it, you and your wife could do like a taste rating and just see what she thinks of it
It,
and yourself? Because
I'm da-
no one's rated it before.
I'm
Like you
gonna rate
see
it.
pictures of it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. If it's not good, I'll say it's
Yeah,
not
I know, and that's why I trust your opinion more than all. So I'm excited to say
By the
it.
way,
Yeah.
I'm exactly in your boat. I've been eating this type of food for my entire life, and the logistics of the plate just make it so that it's difficult unless you have another separate bowl. You can't have hamd or molokhaya in your plate. So I never get to it either.
But the
And so
people
it's
that
not
have a separate bowl are pretentious pricks. I hate when you're on the front
that's
and at dinner table
that's
with
the
a
point.
separate
You
bowl.
just give me a platter. I'm gonna slap my food on it. I'm gonna
You're
scrape it into my
you're in
mouth.
a
And
lose-lose
I'm done.
situation. It's basically a terrible dish, but
It's not. No, it's not. It's not. It takes a lot of effort to eat it. That's the issue.
Yeah, and
um,
it's a lot of rice. I'm going for the protein.
yeah,
You know,
Agreed.
your body clearly shows it, Ian.
Agreed.
Clearly
that's what it's
shows
all
it.
about.
We have a lot to get to. We have a lot to talk about, I think. But before we get, I want to ask you because I feel like you've seen a lot in your lifetime. So and I know that we never like talking about other leagues in this show because it's a specific Wednesday night league thing. But I just need to say what I saw from my co-host and dear friend Stephen Rana. And I just want to know if you've ever seen this before, because it was quite possibly one of the funniest things that I've ever witnessed.
What?
This past Monday night, when Rana's team was up by like 20 and had no chance of losing, he either didn't agree with a call or didn't like what his teammates were doing. And so he took off his jersey,
Oh, me.
nips,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
nips out in the middle of the game. He took his jersey and fucking spiked it like Deion Sanders in the end zone. And because his jersey was so sweaty, you heard the like
Yeah.
on the floor, and it was just one of the wildest things I ever saw. So just before you, I'm gonna give you a chance to defend yourself. But Ian, have you ever seen something like that?
I I have I saw it on national television by the one and only Antonio Brown. I would say is the only other comp for such a scene.
You do remind me of AB Rana.
I'll 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 tell you exactly the situation that was happening, and that started a week in advance. We are I have my nephew got married last week. You know, they have the Sheva Brachot with, and each, you know, their his side takes one, and the friends take one, and then one's Shabbat, and one's during the wedding. So that Monday night, my side, me and my sisters, we were hosting the one and only Sheva Brachot that I went to. So I asked. Remember, you even said give Rana
Yeah, yeah,
his
come on.
time slot.
Get to it. Get to it.
Okay, so now I'm saying to myself, and I'm asking everybody before the game, if we're up by 25 at halftime, could I leave? Sauce said I would let you. Eddie Shrem will not let you. I said,
Right.
what number do we need to get to for me to leave early because I cannot miss this? So that they all agreed 25 with a few minutes. So we're up by 25, 23 points going into halftime. I'm like, okay, we have to keep on this trajectory. They're not the greatest team. It's Gurney's team. They're 0 and whatever. And all of a sudden, we slack off because we know we're going to win the game. But now we're up by 13.
Oh, so the spike was not on a bad call, so that you couldn't make a Sheva Berachot?
It was because we went
Wow,
from up
that person
25.
is that person's a very important person in your
No,
life.
it's not about that. It's because we went up from up 25 to up 11. That is a big swing. And at that point, it can almost feel like you're losing. Like when you lose that, we spoke about this many times on the
Yeah.
show. Momentum is everything in basketball and tennis and a couple of other sports. So that was the reason. The call had nothing to do with it, even though I did curse and I got a tech, but it was not directed at the refs. It was directed at whoever gave up
Dude,
wide open.
you took off your shirt in half court and spiked it.
I needed something to throw. I was
Uh-huh.
looking around, and the only thing I could grab was my jersey, so I took
Noted.
it off.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is what I'm talking about. Like, the slamming of the jersey for the Sheva Brachot, it only happens in this community. When I first moved here, one of the first leagues I played in was the softball league in Deal.
Oh, that's a
And my
crazy one.
my team made the semifinals. We won the game. Right after the game, I'm celebrating, jumping up and down. Everyone's like, let's pray. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean, let's pray? What are you guys talking? It was 11 o'clock at night, and like everybody broke into our beat. And I'm like, all right,
Right.
I got to adjust.
That's very
So,
nice, but no, it didn't only have to do with the Chevrolet float. It had to do with the fact that we had a huge lead. I had a goal in mind. I thought the team was behind me, and then they let me down in that moment. That's really what it was. My goal was to
Maybe
be up
maybe they just
25.
maybe they just wanted to stay with you and they didn't want you to go to the
That's what
show.
it was. So they kept giving up wide open.
Ian, I want to ask you, I think that your team is probably, I would say, the clear favorite to win this thing. Talk to me about your team. Talk to me about this. I can't believe we added another Kafif to this league, but he's incredible. Sami Sabag, the clear front runner of comeback player of the year. Talk to me about your squad.
so our team, I love our team. Ironically, I drafted the team mostly for defense, and we have given up, I think, the most points in the league, and we've been winning a lot on offense. But the main thing for us is that we need our guys. Um, the games that we've lost, we've been missing key components to our team, and when we have the core of our team there, we're hard to beat. I will say the league has obviously gotten a lot better. So, like last night's game was a tight game all the way throughout. It's not like we're blowing teams out, but we're pretty well rounded, 1 through 6. Um, and when the ball's moving and we're locked in on defense and rebounding, it's we're good for sure.
Is there one team in the league that, and I mean, you wouldn't answer this in public, but who's the team in the league where you don't want to face? Or it's like, all right, I'll see them in the finals, but until then, I'm good.
I mean, we had a so last week when we played your team, I mean, you weren't there, Kama wasn't there, so like I didn't get a feel for that. I think David's team is pretty good.
Yeah, they've seen
Um,
great.
yeah, so when we played them, we had some problems, but again, we didn't have Jack Catton, and the way that the tiers work, I don't really, I'm not like micromanaging who's where on the tiers,
Yeah.
but I feel like the guys that get placed in the tiers on my team, when I'm getting subs to replace them, normally I'm getting a step down, not a step up. And it's been hurting us. But I was watching them last night before us. Um, Closer game than I thought it should have been when Jack got hurt. But I think they have a pretty good team. But there's a lot of good teams, honestly, this season.
Yeah.
He had a sub too. He had a
You
guy.
had Sam, yeah, but also when you're getting somebody who's fresh, who didn't just play the game before,
Yeah.
it's less of a
Different.
difference as a sub.
Yeah.
100%. Um, Fierce debate going on. Who do you think is the best player in the league, Dennis or Bobby, if you had to pick?
Or you or yourself.
Ian's picking himself. Let's take him out of it.
All right, you're out of it. Somebody else.
Thank you for including me. I, if I had to pick one, I would pick Dennis, not
Wow.
Bobby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dennis has a raging hard on right now. He loves to hear it.
I think when Dennis has the ball, it really puts the fear of God in you
Yeah,
on
he's
defense. Like
incredible.
he could shoot from anywhere, and also Bobby beat me in the finals, MVP, finals MVP. Fuck Bobby.
Yeah, but he also won one for you, didn't he?
That's true. Yes, but as you could see from last night with Buddha, that there's no you move on to the next season. That's it. Friends become enemies. This
So
is what happens
so
now.
this is a good segue, and we don't
We
and
have
Ryan,
questions from the Kahal.
yeah, so we don't we want to do this in a respectful way, but we're not like CNN or any of these like legacy news media that just omits news just because it's not convenient for their narrative, right? So last night a kerfuffle was had, and I just and I trust you that you'll say the story for those who weren't there because I also don't know what happened. We don't have Joey Zool here to defend himself, I hope.
But by the way,
But and I also don't want a voice note either.
no, I don't have a voice note. He's explicitly said that if this topic comes up, he would like to jump in and defend himself.
I'm gonna respectfully decline, and I'm sure that I'll get a voice note about that.
I'll tell you something. We could potentially squash this situation right now, right? Like
I
Aaron
don't want to play
Cohen,
therapist. This is an
Ohev Shalom
entertainment
and
show.
Odev Shalom. We could make it. We could bring him
Nope.
on here. They could talk to each other now. If you don't give him an opportunity, knowing Joey Zool, he might get even more upset about it.
I mean, but just Ian, I'm sorry. Before you go, this guy has fought with Eddie Shrem, his own captain, the ref, a cockroach that ran by. I mean, it's a lot of
So
strikes against
you're
him.
saying based on his
But
history.
then, you know what? You see the guy after, and he has a smile in his eyes. It lights up a room. It's a wild move. Like
Okay,
it's crazy.
here are the questions. Here are the questions that I got from
No,
the.
no. But before you do the
Oh,
questions, I'd
all
like
right.
let Ian set the stage on kind of what happened in his mind.
All right. So the game was a physical game. The refs were not really calling the game tight at all, which is part of the reason why everything sort of happened the way that it did. I was guarding Joey. Okay. Joey was doing a couple of moves to the basket where he was driving and he was putting his shoulder in and then going up for a layup like a Brunson style move. And they were calling the fouls on the defenders. They called one on me. They called one, I think, on Sammy a couple of times, like blatant, like leaning in and going up. Whatever. If you could get away with it, it's a good move. So he was also leaking out on offense. So
He
there
goal
was a play.
hangs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
goal
goal
hangs.
hanging heavy.
I also
So
got into it with him week one because of it.
there was a play where we were on offense. We shot the ball. He was goal hanging. They kicked it out to him. He was running out for a layup, and I was running back, and I fouled him. I fouled him hard. I didn't foul him flagrantly. I didn't. They didn't call a flagrant foul. I didn't hit him across the neck or the head or take out his legs. I came down from the top across his arms so he couldn't get the layup up, especially because they were calling or not calling crazy things. So if I was going to foul him, I wanted to foul him.
Get your money.
So I fouled him, and then I sort of walked the other way. I turned around, and he ran up into my face. So, I pushed him out of my way and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't need you running up into my face. And obviously
At what point in the game did this happen?
this happened with about 10 or 11 minutes left in the second half.
Uh-huh.
And it was a close game throughout. So after that happens, obviously that set him off. And then he's over here and he's hooting and hollering and going crazy. And then out of nowhere, fucking Buddha runs up to me and shoves me with two hands.
This was during the game.
This was like 30 seconds after. Like I had sort of walked the other way and he came up and he shoved me.
Wow.
So I can't remember if I shoved. Yeah, I can't remember if I shoved Buddha back or not, but we were definitely staring at each other. And I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking fight Buddha right now,
Yeah,
you have 70 pounds on Joey Zool, but Buddha's a big dude.
Yeah.
Buddha's a big boy. And by the way, he didn't say a word, because he doesn't really speak, but he had a very intense look in his eyes when he was looking at me. Which, by the way, I think we should stop calling him Buddha. It was very not Zen-like. Plus, the guy was on my team last year. We went to the finals. So everybody kind of broke it up at that point. Little side note, they got 2 technicals. I got 1 tech. So I ended up getting 2 free throws out of it. And we won the game by 1 point. So worked out well for us. Obviously, that put Joey, into crazy mode. And, was trying to take over the game, which didn't necessarily happen. But he was talking a lot of shit for the rest of the game. Come in, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to foul you. I'm going to knock you on your ass. I'll fuck you up. And, like, you guys know me. Normally, somebody's getting crazy with me. I love it. I'm going to get crazy back. I didn't really engage so much. I was talking some shit here and there, but I was not, like, yelling and getting crazy. I was pretty calm the rest of the game. After the game, when I'm leaving the center, he came into the hallway down the steps. You're a fucking bitch. You're a fucking bitch. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. Like, a chihuahua. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. I'm like, dude, like, stop. Shut the fuck up. Also, like, I'll hurt you. Like, I'll really hurt you. I'll do it. Fuck me up. So then, whatever. We got each other's face again. So I kind of shoved him again. He threw a water bottle at my head, and then I had another decision to make. Like, am I gonna fuck up Joey Zool right now, or am I not? And I decided to walk away and leave because it's kind of a no-win situation for me. I don't think anybody's gonna give me credit for beating up Joey Zool. Buddha, I get a little street cred maybe, but
yeah. So was that the end of it? Because it seemed like it was crazier and security had to be called. And
so as I was walking down the stairs, leaving the center, security was sprinting up, like 3 security guards with like the things in their ear, and they were like, people were like holding Joey and bringing him into the gym. You're a fucking bitch, like as I'm walking out the door. And I was like, I don't really know what to do right now. Yeah. It's really the truth. That's kind of what happened.
Please let me allow him to come on this show.
No, because he's not going to shut up.
I can edit it. I can edit it out. I can.
No, I don't have the time for it, honestly. Right. You want to give him you want to tell him he has 2 minutes?
You can give him a rebuttal after. It's fine. Whatever.
I already sent him the invite link. He has 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes, but then that's it.
And that's it. Well, the whole point is that we would like to squash this now instead of having
there's no squashing it. The guy he's when his screws are tightened, he's a lovely person. But when they're loose, they're loose.
I agree. But in when he gets a little bit out of control, I think is when, now in the middle of a workday, he might be able to objectively reflect on his actions, and we could hear him at his finest. Although, whatever, let's just keep going because I sent him the invite link.
Do you have the ability to throw him out?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Thank God.
All right, so let's keep going until he comes on.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Admit he's here. Okay, Joe, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you
Okay,
hear
hold
me?
on, hold on. Before you start, um, we all Ian did just now was explain the situation. He knew that he fouled you hard. He knew that then you came after him. Then Buddha got involved. He was explaining the issue in the hallway. And the reason you're allowed right now on this show is because you guys are both in a calm state. You can explain or defend your situation, but honestly, he didn't say anything bad about you. So go ahead. I'll give you the floor. No cursing, no insults, no
No, I
going
keep it
crazy.
I keep it PG.
Okay, PG.
Well, okay, but before you start, Zool, I think that you're crazy. Just want to go out there on a limb and say it. But when you're not crazy, you're a really good dude, and this is not how we wanted you on the show for the first time.
Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you.
Okay,
Well, you weren't here the last 2 weeks when I was playing
lighting
at
up the
MVP
scoreboard.
level.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
good to have
Once
you back. It's good to have the show back,
so
honestly.
normally the guy that wins the Hamid gets to say the fight story, but Rana has a a good heart, so he wants you to come and say your side. So
Very fair, very valid.
okay,
Okay,
go do
you
your
have the
thing.
floor.
I have the floor.
You have the
Yes.
floor.
Okay. So I just want to let you guys know that to start the night, Ian was taking me, but nothing was being said at all between him and I. I actually have a lot of respect for Ian's game. I think Ian is actually one of the best WNL players in WNL. And the truth of the matter is that I don't even know where this came from and how the foul even got to the point that the where it was because Sammy, I think I stole the ball, or maybe I was cherry picking like I usually do, which I'm sure everybody loves in this league. And I did see Ian running after me, and I was anticipating the foul, but I was not anticipating him fouling me the way he did. And the reason how I know, not because of so many years of experience playing basketball, of what is a hard foul and what is a flagrant foul, is because after he did it, he he didn't even bother to help me up, ask me if I was okay, tell me I'm sorry, whatever. Like this is not playoff basketball. This is regular season basketball. All you had to do was just check if I was at least at the very least just ask if I was okay. He did it with intentions of looking away right away, and that's when I noticed that it was more intentional than it was just a regular foul because when I got up and I got in his face, I saw Buddha getting into his face, and I realized, okay, we all know that that was a flagrant foul. The ref saw it differently, which is why it was only issued as a double tech when it should have been issued a flagrant. And right after that play, obviously high tensions, high emotions. We're both cursing at each other. We're both bugging out. You know, the refs kind of didn't have the game in hand, and it went the way it was and so on and so forth. We had plenty of chances to win the game. We didn't. He was the hero. He made the free throws at the end of the game in order to win. So credit to him where it's due. I'm not going to take that shine away. He had an awesome game. He has been having an awesome game against us, and so on and so forth. After the games were concluded and we left the gym, we it just happened to be that we kind of just like left at the same time, not realize like I didn't put two and two together, and I don't think he did either. We just left the gym, and I was speaking my words to I think it was Ellie Man or Buddha when I was walking out of the gym, and I was calling him a little you know what. I said for a big guy and a strong body, he went after a small and skinny dude like myself, and I thought that was weak. I thought that was weak AF. And he turned around and he said, "What'd you say?" I said, "I didn't stutter. And if you think that I did, you could come do something about it."
What's
And
funny
he
is that
came.
Joe. What funny is that Joey? We told him at the beginning no cursing. He has no idea how many curses were uttered before he even logged in.
I know.
But it's okay. Keep going.
But
Keep
you're
going.
doing a great job
I'm
not
I'm I'm
cursing.
I'm uttering them. I'm not saying them. So
AF.
Joey, can I just ask you, can I just ask you a few simple questions? So whose foul do you think was more offensive to you? Ian's when you went crazy or Eddie Shrem's when you went crazy?
Hmm.
you know what? It had to be Ian's because I was on a fast break, and that's really in that blue gym. There's no padding. There's no additional padding to really break your fall. It's
Uh-huh.
once you run into that wall, you're in no man's land, and the fact that it's so tight I think that Ian's was really just that much more dangerous.
Okay, but there was like the same result in both of those. And just last question, and I really do think that you're a good dude, and I really do, genuinely. But do you see why people want to put your head through a wall when you play
Yeah,
pool or no? You do. Okay.
you know what? I do see why. It's because I play with, my heart on a sleeve and I show my emotions straight and I don't care. And all I want to do is win, nothing else. And I definitely know myself from many years of playing with a lot of people telling me the same stuff is that he's very hard to play with because he's got an attitude problem. And I understand that. But there's a difference that is a fine line between what I did with Eddie Shrem and then what I did with Ian. What happened with Ian was going to be necessary for any player, not just myself. He went for my head. He did not go for the ball. It was very intentional. It was very clear that it was intentional, and it's dangerous. It's stupid. It's dangerous. It's not. It's not the way basketball should be. You want to give a hard foul, give a hard foul, make a play on the ball. Don't act like a tough guy like you're
Got it.
tackling me.
Okay, we got it. We're going over
We
this
got it.
point a lot.
Yeah.
So
And
good.
basically,
I
Joe, we
appreciate.
realize that you just want to win and you don't want to be benched for Simon Barroir. That's the two things that you don't want. You want to win and not be benched for Simon Barroir.
Uh,
Anything else is that's that. So we appreciate you saying your side. Rana,
Joe, we love you. We're going to get
we love
back to
you.
the interview with the player of the week, and you
hold
can
on. I
listen
just
to
want to say
yourself
one
on
last
YouTube.
thing.
Go.
I just want to. First of all, I want to wish Oved a refuah shlema. I feel very bad for him and his injury. That's one. And the second thing is I absolutely love you guys. I love the show and I love the content. And when you guys are not around to do the show, the week absolutely sucks ass.
You are the
So
content, by the way, today. You are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
content.
thanks, guys. Thank you. I
All right, bye.
appreciate it. I'll see you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
He really is the only guy that watches the show and loves it. Such a
Yeah,
shame.
yeah,
He's such a psycho.
it's true. So speaking of injury, I have to say something quickly.
By the way,
Yesterday,
refuah shelema for JJ also broken
so
finger also.
his was a pretty bad injury, although it didn't seem like that at first. I thought he just jammed his finger or something. But there's another element that I want to mention. We were playing Bawabe's team without him, or Nahum, who is a Hatzalah volunteer. I have to give a big shout out to him because when JJ went down and he was on the sideline, they or could have stayed in the game, but they needed somebody to reset his finger because literally his ring finger was bent this way, and we didn't know if it was dislocated or broken or both. It turns out that it was both. But the refs wanted us to just continue playing. They're like, okay, you have five, you have five. We're like, give us a second. The Hatzalah guy's on the other team and he has to take care of him. So the refs was forcing the game to continue, and or not being the worst guy on his team, did not go back into the game until he was sure that JJ was either better or at least he did everything he could do. So we definitely want to say a big shout out to Or because he could have stayed in the game. Joey
There's no
Braha
one
maybe
like
could have
Or.
sat on the bench or whatever, but it was Or. So nice job.
No one like Or, really.
Yep. But
They
yeah,
did
that's
they
going to
did
be
go
rough
on a
for us.
run when he was on the bench though. I was there.
Well, we were up by 10. The second we were up by 10 with 2 minutes to go. The second he got hurt, they went on a 22 to like 4 run, and they ended up going up by 10.
Crazy.
Within just a few minutes. I mean, he's such a presence. It's crazy. I don't even know how we got it back to tied.
I don't know how you guys kept that game close. I watched
I
it.
don't either.
You guys were down by 10, and I thought you were about to get run out of the gym.
We probably should have, but they missed a few and we hit a few, and that's just how basketball is. But you saw at the end, we just didn't have enough energy to get over the hump. And
You were right
now
there.
in last place
Good
with
fight.
an injured captain. He's saying that he may need to have surgery. It's terrible. I feel so bad for him.
I feel bad too. Jojo
All right.
Shallon played like an MVP though.
He played
If
great.
he won that game, Ian would have had some Hamid competition.
Straight up, it would have went to him.
Vying
Fantasy
for the
player of the
Hamid,
week, Jojo.
Yeah. Jojo,
vying for the
shout out to
Hamid all
Jojo.
season. I don't know.
Shout out to Jojo. Let's talk about the Ian Dennis game. That one was a little bit crazy. So Um,
I have to do a couple of spins, by the way. Should
oh
we do
yeah,
that? You
but
want to do that
we
now
could
or
wait.
after?
I know that Ian doesn't have so much time,
Okay.
so we could do that at the end. I do want to talk through some of the games. So Hawks against the Lakers, low scoring game, both teams under 50. Field goal percentage was pretty abysmal here. Um,
Yeah, Matt Ingber put in the chat that Bobby Sulfer was efficient and 5 for 14. That I actually had to look at the field goal percentage of their team,
yeah,
and he was in fact their most efficient guy at 36%, which is like, all right,
Do
that's
you
not
yeah.
guys
good.
trust those numbers? Every time a shot is put up, a guy
No,
has to
no,
play,
but
right?
we do this with knowing that the numbers are off, and
You
that's
get a
just what it
general
is.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. All right.
But I mean, listen, I think that Dennis, Charles Shabar played great. I was watching that game, um, but Jacob Sutton and Dennis just didn't show up, and this was a game that they played before where Dennis scored 44 points and Bobby beat him in a with a buzzer beater. So we thought that they were going to look out for blood. 11 points for Dennis on 27% shooting. 3 points for Jacob on 17% shooting. Um, not going to cut it there. They were missing Shalom, who would have added a lot of athleticism. But yeah, it was a shocking game, and this team Bobby, who I think was 0-2 or 0-3, now at 5-3. They're a team.
Yeah, playing well, really playing
Aaron's
well.
also playing well.
When
Got
we
it.
played when we played them, Bobby was. I mean, we were missing Sammy and Jack, so we didn't really have anybody to guard Bobby. But he was just carving us up in the paint, dishing it off to Ingber, who's just so frustrating to play against when he's just standing under there, shooting it with two hands and
Yeah.
just always in the right spot. 15 points, 9 rebounds, infuriating type stuff. But he's hard to
Yeah.
play against.
We spoke about Davide had a sub referee for JJ and JoJo playing. My game was tough. This Abeco team, when you have four guards that could shoot the lights out of the ball, Abeco was hitting crazy shots. Gurney seemed like he was back. Mayer killed us. Jacob Anteby's so good, and Eddie Jamal went 6 for 7 from his layups, right? And he played unbelievable. It was tough, and on our side, I mean, I need to play better. Sammy Shama didn't have his best game. Kama, after a 14-hour flight in 2 weeks in China, had a good game, but we did nothing to help him. So I don't know. My team, it's like we play together, we play well. We don't play together, and we get our asses kicked. It's kind of frustrating. But Abeco needed that win, and he raped me, but good last night.
I think in this league, really, what I've noticed is if those guys, Eddie Jamal and Mayer, Charles Shahabar, on my team, like DJ or Jack Hatton, those guys are going to give you 12, 15 points. You're 3 through 5, 6 guys on the team, then you're most likely going to win those games. If we played against Teddy's team last night. Joey and Elo, they weren't hitting their threes. Sammy Fallis and Ellie Mann played great, and they were hitting everything. But like, if you're going to get those role players that are going to have those kind of games, then it's going to be tough because every team has a U and a comma or two guys that should be showing up in every game.
Yeah, and I think that for you, I mean, obviously, you're having an MVP type season. AB Kafif is having an amazing season, but for you, I think people were now putting Sammy Sabag in that same bucket. Like, all right, he's just a role player, but he's a guy that's been giving you 18 to 20, 21 last night. He's been a guy that's putting the ball in the basket. So your team is tough, my friend. Tough,
Yeah, I
tough.
mean, if Sammy's going to play like that and he's going to give you 18 to 20 points, then yeah, we're going to be hard to beat. And that's if you become three-headed monster, not to discount anybody else on the team because
Yeah, of
anybody could do that.
course.
But yeah, that's what this league has come down to now.
Rana, did we, because I want to be sensitive of Ian's time. I know that he has to run soon. I think, did we do the questions with him last time he was on, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
yeah, we did those questions. I have a couple of others because I knew that we already went through his questions, but
All right, good.
I
I
just
love this. This is my favorite part of the show. My favorite
So
part
let's
of
do it. Let's do it, and then I gotta go.
it's not a lot. Well, so you mentioned that you have. I also noticed this that you have the highest points for. I guess that's how many you scored, or the second
yeah.
highest. Teddy has the highest, but you have the highest by far points allowed. So I guess my question is, strategy going into the playoffs is because you're obviously going to make. I don't think you're at risk of not making the playoffs, but your strategy going into the playoffs is to outscore opponents, or do you want to bring that points allowed down and buckle down a little bit on defense? I mean, you guys between you and AB, and you guys have the ability to outscore anybody. Yeah, even if you win a game 80 to 74, you could do that. But is that what concerns you about that points allowed being the highest and by a
I
lot?
mean, e- everything about it concerns me. Um, I think two things happened. Number one, I was not expecting our offense to be as good as it's been. So a lot of times when you start to, run and gun and the game starts moving in that direction, the score kind of just goes up on both sides. So, like I said, we haven't been blowing teams out by 20 points. The games have been high scoring, and we've been able to win a lot of those games. And I
Yeah.
think that's part of the reason why the points have been up against us. But also, we were missing Jack Catton for 4 or 5 weeks. We missed DJ for 1 or 2 weeks. The week we played Bobby Sulfur, we didn't have any guards on our team. And I
Mhm.
think that that's been a big part of it also. Our wins have been good and our losses have been pretty ugly. So that's why we have a negative point differential. And I think come playoff time, we can probably fix some of that.
Right. Yeah, good. I think that you guys have no problem scoring if you can get it. If a guy like DJ and Catton are there, they will easily be able to give the other team a very hard time. So that's good. Um, let's assume that obviously you're favored to make the finals at least, if not win it. But let's assume you don't make the finals. What do you think the reason for that will be?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, I would say that it would come down to our effort on defense and rebounding. That's the
Mhm.
only reason why we won't make the finals. I think our team, if we're going to lose, we're going to beat ourselves, and we don't really have an excuse to not win when we're on the court unless we're doing it to ourselves. And we need to buckle down and communicate and rebound and not give up second chances and get back on the leak outs and all of that kind of stuff. I think
Right.
that would be the reason why.
Yeah, you don't have the biggest team. I mean, you're probably the biggest guy on the team, right? As far as getting rebounds every week.
Yeah, but they're
Jack
thick.
Jack is bigger
Thick,
than me, same
No,
size, but
they're
yeah.
all thick and big and good, and it's I agree, but like it's
thick
just
and
as far as
strong, just how I
We're
like
big
them.
enough. We're big enough. Everybody rebounds. Sammy plays big and strong, and DJ plays big and strong. Jackie
right.
Deed can guard anybody. So, like, we don't really have an excuse. And if Jack Jamal is not here, Eddie Jamal is his own entity. But like, yeah, David Shalom could hurt us unless we put in the effort to box his ass out and not let him get offensive rebounds on us.
Hmm. I like it. Okay, quick game. It's called under or overrated. I'm going to name you a few players, and
Oh
you just
shit.
tell us whether it's not going to be. It's. I don't think it's going to be anybody on your team, so I'm not going to put you in that position because you asked me not to. But I just have three random players.
Didn't ask
Underrated,
you not to.
overrated.
Okay.
If you want to just give me one word and move on, you can. If you want to give me a little explanation, you could do that too.
Okay.
First one, Isaac Benz. Underrated, overrated.
Shit. You know what? It's funny. I haven't really I've only played against him like once or twice. I didn't play against him this season. Maybe he wasn't there.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say overrated only because I think that I think I overrate him. I think he's really good, and was good when we played against him, but I haven't seen the numbers supporting that this season from the sidelines. I think he should be doing more than he is doing because I think I've seen him do that.
Okay.
Good answer.
Eddie, you want to get in on this?
Um, I love Isaac Benz as a player, but I would have to also say overrated.
Wow.
I think he's a great defender. He'll give you hustle things that that no one will give you. But in this league, you have to knock down that shot. And I've seen him do it before, but last season and this season, it's just not there. Um, I think that if he shoots 20% better of his field goal percent, then he's underrated. Like I think that's the flip. He hits a few more shots. He's not only rated, he's underrated,
I've,
So
right?
I've seen him hit 4 threes in the game and win the game
So
for his
so
team.
yeah,
I've seen that too, but that was like a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
mhm.
So I mean if he gets back to that, I think he's actually underrated.
So I'll give you a quick underrated why he's underrated because the stats that he does and the plays that he makes
Yeah, the steals, the
are,
blocks, they're
are
not on
not
there.
counted are
Yes.
not counted. And also, if he could take your 25-point guy and hold him to 12,
Yes.
that's like him scoring 13 points. So if he
Yes.
has 10 and he brings down the guy by 13, that's a 25-point impact.
It is, and that's a good point. Last year when he was on my team, he took Abeco, and I've never seen anyone take Abeco better. And I think Abeco had one of his worst.
And that's not going to show up on the box
Yes,
score,
it's
at least
true.
not yet, not until AI
It's
fully takes
true.
over
But again, he's become a guy where people could play off of
right.
and just let him take
That's
that
a
shot. And
weakness.
so if he's not making them pay,
Yeah.
you can't be you got to make him pay.
I,
And you know what? I think he'd be the first. I think he knows it. I think he'd be the first
okay.
to agree with that.
I got two more quick ones. Or Nahum, overrated, underrated.
Oh shit. Um,
Listen, they're not going to be easy. What's the point of the game if I tell you Bawabe? Overrated.
Wabi is totally overrated.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say underrated at this point. Um, because I think that he, as the league has gotten better, he's gotten somewhat lost in the shuffle. And if you forget about him, he'll make you pay. It might be 8 points, 10 points type of thing, but I think he's in the right spots at the right time. He's a big body, and again with the new blood and the younger blood, I think he's gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit. Sometimes you forget he's out there,
Yeah,
which maybe says something, but then he'll show up and he could give you three or four 8 footers in a few minutes and you're screwed.
I think that's a perfect analysis,
Perfect
and
assessment.
I agree with Ian's.
I agree. I can't even like force myself to go against on this one, even
Yeah.
though it would make for a better show. Last one,
He
Gurney.
he wait, hold on. He
Okay.
talked a little shit to me last game, so I wanted to say overrated. I did not forget that order. Um
Gurney, last one.
this is like an incomplete, like
Yeah.
Gurney's been a
Because he's been
shell of
injured a little
himself.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really seen. I mean, last night I saw the stats, and you guys said that he played great. I always actually really liked Gurney's game, and when I first came into Wednesday night, I think he was a captain.
Mhm.
He was like one of the best guys in the league. He's quick, and I always thought that he should do more than he did. So I guess I'll say overrated only because I think he's another guy where there's more there. Like he could be scoring more than he's scoring. He should be shooting more than he's shooting. Like you guys have been saying that about like a JoJo Shalom for a long time, and
Yeah.
it's starting to happen. But JoJo is getting more comfortable in the league. Gurney's a veteran in the league, and I don't understand why he doesn't have more points more often than he does.
I think he had to like change his game. He had to morph his game when he was a captain, and even like you see it on Monday night, the ball's in his hands for 80% of the game, and he's a very volume player. He needs to like morph in Wednesday into a guy. Right now you have Abeco, who's your volume player, so you're not going to get as many looks, right? And so you're just going to have to maximize the looks that you have. Like you're not going to get 20 shots a game anymore, but in the 9 shots a game you got to hit 5 or 6, right? And like that's what his game needs to become. And I think that he's had trouble like without the ball in his hand, without like him putting his head down and dribbling. I mean, he drove at me last game, and I was like, all right, I'm big, I'm fat, and I'm going to the gym. Like Gurney's not gonna move me. He like put his shoulder through me. I like went into the wall. Like
Yeah, he's thick and
he
he's
has
quick.
more than a shot. He has a ton of weapons. So, but yeah, I think that he needs to like recalibrate himself in Wednesday Night League in an effective way. But he's dangerous.
You got to play. Yeah, you got to learn how to play off the ball or affect the game in other ways, especially on Abeco's team.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think he's too smart a player to not adapt. And so for the past 3 seasons, I think it would have been easy to say he's overrated because people expected him to knock down every shot. I
Yeah.
think it got to the point where probably he doesn't cost much. I don't know. I wasn't at the auction this year, but he probably doesn't cost much anymore, that much anymore compared to other people. And for the production you can potentially get out of him, I think he got to the point where he is now underrated because he'll never fall below a certain threshold. So once you have a floor and you kind of bounce off it, I think that's where his game is now. So
I've seen games, 2 points, 4 points. I mean, he needs to have
yeah,
10, 12 points a game.
yeah,
Sure.
but he's too talented to not have that happen. So I think injuries aside, he'll get it done.
Yeah.
Let's do one quick one because Apeco has so many people on his team. Start, sit, bench. Apeco's guards. You have Gurney, Mayer, and Jacob Anteby.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
I like
starting
that.
Jacob. I'm starting Jacob Anteby.
Mm.
I love Jacob's game, and he's another guy who I always thought should be doing more. We played against him, and he was super aggressive, and I loved it. And I told him after the game, I was like, "That's the best game you ever played against us." I don't know if the point showed it, but when he's shooting and going to the hole, he's
I love his
he's
game.
he's tough to stop. Um, I
Start bench
guess,
cut, by the way, not
Oh,
start sit
sorry.
bench.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. See, this is
I'm
why you're the
gonna
games guy. I'm not the games guy.
I'm gonna bench Gurney and I'm gonna cut Mayer only because I think Mayer has been too inconsistent. I think he's a guy who will come and hit 4 or 5 threes in a game, but can also give you 0 threes or 1 3 in a game. And he was on my team and he was great. But it's hit or miss.
Well, we'll let you go. You have to run for 20 minutes. Love you.
Um,
Yeah,
Keep it up,
yeah,
man.
go ahead. Eddie,
I'll see
stay
you.
back.
The only thing I want to say before I go is I did not go after Joey Zool's head. No chance in France. I did go after the ball. It was a hard foul. I told you guys that. No, I did not go try to pick him up. And I would go after anybody, any size. It's picking on somebody small has nothing to do with it whatsoever. And I think I'm a lot of things, but a bitch is not one of them. So, you know, I'm happy to prove
Hey,
it.
Ian, I didn't need to hear the story, and I could have,
Yeah,
understood where you were at. So,
yeah. All right. Well, thanks for having me, boys.
upset.
This was
have a good
great.
one. See you
Love it.
later. Eddie, stay
All
back.
right.
We have to do some spins.
All right, let's do it.
1 second.
Dude, how great of a dude is Ian?
Yeah, he's the best.
He's so fucking such a dude.
Screen one. I don't know how to do this. Screen one, screen two. Oh, here. Share. Okay. Could you see my screen?
I could see your head.
You could see my head
Oh,
only?
yeah, no, 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 dude, it's cool. No, do it.
So the only rule is that you can't play the team that you played last week. So there's an option here called spin all wheels. So the two teams that, unless they played already, but the two names that we see are going to be playing this week.
Okay.
Let me pull up just to make sure. Okay, we got
Ian versus Ian.
Okay, well, there's always a flaw in the system, so we exposed it. Let's try it again. We played them already, so
You just played them last week. All right, if this next one doesn't work, we're gonna have to figure it out.
If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna flip a coin. This is pretty crazy. Okay, Boabe Teddy.
Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be a good one.
Teddy, good. Now we could remove those. Spin again. Oh, you're playing us without JJ. How do you like that?
Wish JJ was in.
Me too. You know what? I don't want to say without him. There's a chance he might be. Miracles could happen. Remove. Spin again.
I'm still in the one in the left, and I think you're in the one in the right. That's another, let's see. Dennis Abko.
Dennis Abko. They didn't play, right? Who played?
Oh. Let's just see who's left.
When I click remove, shouldn't it remove them?
Yeah, but it's only removing it from the one, not from the other.
Oh. Well, that's it. There's only one. There's only two teams left.
Is there?
Sofer, yeah, Sofer and Ian. Okay.
All right, there we go. Ian said that Sofer's not the best in the league. Let's see what happens.
Nice. All right, we have next week's matchup. I will let Esmo know.
All right.
All right, my man.
Love you.
I want to stop sharing so that we could see each other for a sec. How do you shit? All right, whatever. I'm just gonna end it.
All right. Love you.
See you later. Love you too. Bye. What is happening here? AI, stop sharing screen. Turn off. Oh man. Oh, now we got it.